Good evening. Let's do a little bit of throttle body research. This is a Volkswagen unit and I'm using the VNH2SP30 H-bridge from ST, and we will be discussing the challenges around the zero position. So this is the latest console, which has a little bit of utility conveniently placed for us. Let's do minus 50% duty cycle just to make sure the throttle is completely closed. We will grab that position fully closed. We will now do, I don't know, 90% duty cycle to see the throttle completely open. We will grab that position. Okay, and now we will set the duty cycle to 0. That's pretty much our throttle default position. Now here's the challenge. Let's do 15% duty cycle. Barely moved. We're still very close to the default position, which was more or less 7% of that throttle body. Let's do 17%. You can hear the buzz, but it's still more or less the default position. We'll now do 19, a little change, and the throttle started to move. And we moved, what is it, like 6 degrees away from the default position. Once we've changed from pretty much 15 to 19, a very small change in the duty cycle. Now we'll do 25 again, 90 to 25, just 4 degrees, and we're pretty much opening. So we're 62% for 25, and if we do 30, we're wide open. Kinda took a little bit of time, but still. So that's the speed to close. That was pretty quick. With 30 it took us some time to open. Let's try 50. 50 seemed to have opened a bit quicker. Let's do 70. More or less, I don't know. Anyway, so 0 again. Again, the challenge is that 17, so the default position is about 6, 7. 17, okay, maybe moved it a couple degrees. While then 19 would really start opening it, and 21 opens it way more. So pretty much nothing happens between 0 and 17, and then a little change causes a big change in the throttle position. Let's do the negative zone. Let's do minus 10, and minus 10 is doing something interestingly. Minus 5, also kind of a position. 0, where's my default position at 7? Interesting. 1, 10. Let's open a bit. Let's close. So that's my default position. So it wouldn't really go back to the default position from a slightly closed negative, because I guess friction. So let's do minus 4%. Didn't really move from the default position. Minus 8%. Not much movement. Minus 12. Still kinda nothing. Minus 15. We're too close to the default position. It's not repetitive. A little bit of the close movement. Is it our TPS floating so much? No, 50 would close it good. But 20 and 20 would hold it closed. And now we'll let it go, and it stays shut. It wouldn't really open itself back to the open position. Only 10% duty cycle would give it the kick to return back to the default. Now minus 30. definitely shot. 0%, this time the spring did the thing, and it went back to the default position. So that range around 0 really seems to be asking for a quick change. 17%, nothing happening. 20, sure, we're starting to close. Whatever, let's see if I have the log.